What is going on, YouTube? Parker the Basshead here. In today's video, we are taking a quick break from my build series because a new sub just showed up that we got to review for y'all. Let's check that out. Big Jeff over at Big Jeff Audio sent me something from Black Diamond to check out, so I really appreciate that. Let's check this thing out. Alright, we've got a Black Diamond sticker, got a couple Big Jeff Audio stickers, Big Jeff Audio stuff over here, Black Diamond Audio lanyard. We've got the user manual. Let's check this thing out real quick. 1000 watts RMS, 2000 watts max. Sensitivity is 85 dB. Frequency response, nice and low, 15 to 200 hertz. We have a 3-inch voice coil. The former is aluminum. The voice coil itself is a copper voice coil. Non-pressed paper cone. Of course, a Ferrite 120 ounce motor. And then here are some more TS parameters. Y'all can see all that right there. Back at the beginning of the year, I had done a review on Black Diamond's entry-level 15-inch sub. This is the DIA-15-inch sub. This is the DIA-T15-inch sub. Now, this was really your average entry-level sub. It did fine, had no problems, was accurately rated and all that. Been sitting up in my workshop since the beginning of the year, but overall it did fine. So I'm excited to have another sub from them just to see how it does. I want to give Big Jeff over at BigJeffAudio.com a massive shout out for sending me this Black Diamond Audio sub. Really appreciate the support on the channel. It means a lot. It really helps me out, and it helps bring some more awesome videos to all my viewers, to the Basshead family. So once again, thank you so much. If you want to check out this sub over on Big Jeff's website, there will be a link in the description below. I've ordered a good deal of stuff from Big Jeff Audio in the past, and they have been great. Stuff shows up within 2 or 3 days, and they normally have very competitive prices. Let's get a close-up look at this sub. We have a nice, tall, high-roll surround. Does look pretty good. It's nice and thin, so you're not really eating into the cone area of this thing. We have a very stiff paper cone. Same goes for the dust cap. And we have just a nice plain gasket material over here. I do like that much better than some of the brands. I'll just put a plastic material on this. This is, of course, actually rubber, so it will act as a gasket. What I really love is this tooled basket. So tired of seeing just plain cookie cutter baskets. So really awesome to see this. There, of course, the spider. Now, one thing to note, we do only have one singular round strand of wire going to each coil. Now, this is 1000 watts RMS, so I'm not going to say that's necessarily bad, but I wouldn't mind seeing 2 on a 1000 watt RMS sub. We do have these really awesome big push terminals, though. Absolutely love that. Just makes my life so much easier when I'm putting multiple wires in there for testing this guy out. You can see that 3-inch copper coil in there. Looking nice. Also have a cool boot on this motor. Once again, just a little tired of seeing, plain boots. They definitely went a little bit above and beyond just to make this sub appealing. Down here at the bottom, we have our sticker. Now, I actually talked to Big Jeff and I told him I was going to have to mention this, but of course it says 2000 watts when it is, in fact, 1000 watts RMS. But there's all the other info on it. Obviously, it's not a big deal, but personally, I would just rather see people put the RMS numbers on their subs. So many brands are really going to that now. And overall, it's more honest. And there's really no reason to put a silly, max number on this thing. As you'll see in this video, 1, we'll put way more than 2000 watts through this when we're doing some tests, I'm sure. 2, it's just kind of a silly number. When you're buying an amp, you're going to buy an amp that's RMS rated. So if you buy a 2000 watt RMS rated amp, if you're trying to kind of match that with a 1000 watt RMS sub, but it says 2000 watts, can be confusing for some new people getting into the audio scene. That being said, hey, it does have an RMS rating, and that's what we're going to be testing it at. That's what I care about. Not like some of those brands that'll put an RMS rating on their subs. That's just absolutely crazy. 1000 watts seems somewhat reasonable for this, but hey, we're going to put this through the test, see what it does. We're going to be throwing it in the truck today. I've already got the 15 box in here, so that works out just perfect. Now, so far, I've had this Hutchinson's Audio Origin sub in here. This is, of course, a pretty expensive sub, but this thing has been awesome, has given me no problems so far. But let's pull this thing out, throw the new sub in. Got this guy wired up. Like I was saying, having these big terminals just makes it so easy to put two separate wires into one terminal. When you have the really teeny ones, sometimes it's just an absolute pain. So that is awesome. Okay, guys, before we test out the sub, if you would please like, comment, and subscribe. It really, really helps. And remember, we are doing a subscriber giveaway on the channel here in about a month or so. We're giving away this American-based XFL and up to $1,500 along with it. So please subscribe. Back to the video. It is another extremely chilly morning over here in North Carolina, but I've had this Black Diamond in here for the past little while. Been driving to and from work, running errands around, letting this guy break in for a little while. So I guess we can get to playing it, turning it up a little bit, seeing how it does. We're going to be pushing this with this Black Brick 5K amplifier over here. Going to be giving it plenty of clean power. So we had it really, really stretched out there, as you saw. What I like about it, there was no mechanical noise, nothing slapping on anything. Sometimes with these subs, when you really stretch them out, they'll bottom out or something like that, but not this guy. I think we had that guy about maxed out as far as that surround really would stretch, and I mean, it sounded fine. So far, so good. Taking some awesome power, as you can see. Just absolutely really moving this thing. And hey, it actually sounds really good on those lows. Some of those last songs dipped down into the 20s, even lower 20s. And it actually sounded really, really awesome. Pretty clean sounding. Had the whole car shaking really, really nicely for 115. I know video won't do it justice, especially on those really, really lows. It can be kind of hard to pick that up, but it actually sounds pretty clean. Does pretty good. All right, y'all, it's time to see how loud we can get this guy. We've got the SBL Labs mini bass meter hooked up on the glass here. And we've got the SMD AM1 over here, so we can see how much power we push to this guy. We're gonna do 35, 40, and 45 hertz. Run a through burst through it to see what numbers we can get at each. 35 hertz. 592 watts. Got a 127.9. 2,212 watts and a 134.4. 2,880 watts and a 134.9. We're gonna try same power but with that window down just to see if that helps us. Oh, I think it did. 2,780 watts. But guys, that helped a ton we got a 139.2. Wow, lowering that window, I mean, that is a huge gain over 4 dB, guys. That's crazy. All right, let's try 40 hertz next, see what that does. 564 watts, 132.3. 1834 watts, 137.5. Y'all, that maxed out super bad, but I'm telling you, the X-Max on this thing is pretty impressive. 2428 watts, 139.5. All right, 45 hertz, 683 watts, 128.9. 2762 watts, 135.4. Look at that, 3463 watts. Man, it almost shook that guy out. And I only got a 136 though. All right, so this setup definitely shines right around 40 hertz. I'm gonna give it one more 40 hertz bump, really kind of turn it up just to see what we get. That is insane how much that moves. 2100 watts and a 139.6. All right, the sub has definitely reached its mechanical limits, but hey, a 139.6, almost breaking up into that 140. So close. Not bad at all, guys. All right, YouTube, we have put the sub through a beating today, but we still have one more test. Time for the musical RMS test. We're gonna play a song as close to that 1000 watts RMS point that we can. We're just gonna see if this guy will make it through. Let's get into it. All right, I felt bold. I really pushed it there. As you can see in that video, we really stayed above 1000 watts most of the time, averaged a little closer to 14, 15, and we even were peaking up into 1800 watts. Sub made it through. Let's see, here's a little bit of heat on the dust cap. Not really extreme though. Definitely have had subs get hotter doing that test. Also, no smells. No, I did smell sub a little bit when I was letting it break in, but today it seems to have been just fine. Okay, well, sub has held on this far. For a little bonus stuff, let's play some really low music just to see this thing flex. Okay, some of those songs are nuts, going all the way down to 20 hertz. Y'all, that got the sub a little stinky, not gonna lie, but hey, what do you expect? It is what it is. All right, YouTube, that is the Black Diamond DIA-T15. Of course, we have the dual 2 ohm here. Overall, pros of the sub, it actually sounds really good. Really like this box. This box seems to be spec'd really well for it. Just plays all the frequencies really well. Sounds great for an everyday bumper. 2, it takes power really well. Made it through the RMS test just fine. That being said, it also still sounds fine at low volumes as well, which is great. 3, I just really like the way it looks. I like that real kind of thin, high roll surround. Leaves plenty of cone area. I love the custom tooled basket, the custom boot on this thing. Overall, a really clean and good looking sub. Okay, for cons, main thing I really don't like about it is just those really small tinsel leads running to it. Now, it seemed to have done fine here, but I really just personally, for a 1000-watt RMS sub, would have loved to either have seen 2 of those small round tinsel leads going to each coil, or maybe 1 of the flat leads, or 1 just thicker round lead, whatever. Regardless, guys, it did fine, but that is what I would personally like to see improved on this guy. Okay, that's gonna wrap this up. Once again, huge shout out to Big Jeff over at Big Jeff Audio for sending me this to try out for you guys. Once again, really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. So guys, if you want to go support Big Jeff for helping support me, check out my link in the description below. Big Jeff also said everybody who does use my link, I think the first 50 people, he's going to throw in some extra swag in the boxes along with your order. So that's super cool. Anyway, y'all, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you all so much. Y'all are the best bass head family ever. All right, y'all, you know what the deal is. Keep bassing on.
Hey, this is Big Jeff coming to you from BigJeffAudio.com. Crazy low prices, super fast shipping, and every order gets a freebie. Check it out. Also, we got a YouTube page, Big Jeff Audio, and check us out on Facebook /Big Jeff Audio. I want to give a shout out to my boy Parker, the bass head. Whenever I got downtime, I'm checking out his videos. He's blowing stuff up. He's doing reviews. Tons of excitement. You can go to YouTube and then search Parker, the bass head. Make sure you subscribe, like, and follow. He's also got a huge Facebook. It's Parker, the bass head official. Make sure you check it out. We'll leave the links below.